close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And and
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the Blackout Racing League. That's right, we're back for Season 2, Rounds 11 and 12 for the Brazilian and Spanish Grand Prix. As my computer has it's an issue, it's not even a skill issue, my computer just has issues. But if you don't believe me, let's look at the calendar. Brazil and Spain today, and I have glamorous news. Brazil is a 50% race. Oh yes, 50% race at Brazil and a 35% race at Spain for today's lineup. What can we expect to see? Can Thanassi win again? Can Terziak win just like he did twice last week, actually? Second in the championship and hauling in the championship leader slowly but surely. Who knows? It's all part of the magic of the Blackout Racing League. For those of you wondering, have I got the championship standings? No, I forgot. I actually forgot, and I'm very embarrassed. But we have a Brazilian Grand Prix to tend to. My goodness me. And if any of you did watch the Brazilian Grand Prix in real life, all I have to say is, what a mauling from Mercedes of their tyres. My God, Mercedes were bad in Brazil. My heavens above. No logic can explain, well actually logic can explain it. Mercedes built a crap car and they've had two drivers been shackled by it, quite frankly. But here we are. As many people will tell you, Formula 1 is not fair. Just look at the stewards every week. We are almost ready for proceedings for the Blackout Racing League. We have a few moments yet until we get qualifying underway, the first session of the day. So do stay tuned, and we'll see you there. Well, if you hear the furious sound of beeping, that can only mean one thing. It is time for qualifying at the Brazilian Grand Prix. That's right, short qualifying is the starting order for this race weekend. And then, like I said, 50% race at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Normally, the finale of the Blackout Racing Series seasons. However, in this particular instance, we have placed it slap bang in the middle. Because why not? Well, I can probably tell you why. It's because on Sunday there's a Brazilian Grand Prix and it coincides with real life. Blackout are smart individuals. Intelligence go up. 15 seconds almost now it is until we get underway. And your drivers, you can see them on the right. And one thing you can't see is the Thanassi. Thanassi is not here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So if your name is Terziak, or even Milo and the likes who are 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and however many in the championship, you're feeling pretty smug and licking your lips, feeling a little bit peckish for a potential big points opportunity. Don't chat about Nelson Piquet. He's a knobhead. Here we are, the marshals look done with life already. But they can hold their heads high soon because the championship leader isn't here. And he won't steamroll away into Narnia and make us all very sad. So, who will be first out of the pits? Well, last time out, the simulation was broken in two ways. One, because Thanassi didn't win. And secondly, because this man came out first instead of Dirk. Captain Wilco, then. Normally has a ship to sail, although in this case, not raining, so we can be very thankful about that one. Let's get the full map up, then. Let's get up the lap data. And that's about all I need, so goodbye. Captain Wilco on an outlap, then. Of course, it's Dirkleton, who's one of the next ones out on the track. In fact, the second one out on the track. And both Red Bulls, both Williams and both Red Bulls, straight out. trying to find any kind of echelon of confidence that they can possibly muster up here in qualifying. Of course, the Brazilian Grand Prix, not historically the longest lap in the world. In fact, not a very long lap at all. Low 1 minute 9s to high 1 minute 8s in race pace, normally speaking. However, in qualifying, well, who knows what kind of result can be mustered up out there. Maybe some 1 minute 7s. Hell, maybe a 1 minute 6 is on the cards. I don't know. I don't check the leaderboards very much. Captain Wilco, DRS wide open, riding on board with the Aston Martin driver. Had a good run of things in real life. Let's see how the captain does. Turning to port and then starboard through the center S's and then hugging that curve like his favourite grandparent as he heads down the DRS straight. The flap is wide open. Put it away, that's disgusting, mate. Luckily, he has heard my calls, and into the left-hander we go. Full beans through that left-hander. Hardly even a corner now with this generation of Formula 1 cars. Into the right-hander, flick down the gears. Can let the understeer just wash out the car a little bit. Let the aerodynamics hunker down into the tarmac. It's this corner, though, where you really want to hug the inside. Feel the camber, bring the car around, find the momentum and plant on the power. Close to the white line as you dare on the outside before flicking the car in and then hugging this apex once again. Letting the aerodynamics once again do their bit. Tottenham have scored. I want to kill myself. Through the final corner we go, because I don't count the last sets here as corners. It's a purple sector too, because Wilco's the only one to have done it. DRS wide open then. Shortest line possible across the line. Our first time in qualifying is a 1 minute 9.2. Very nice. Across the line goes Doug, though, and he goes faster. Nearly a 10th on his head top. Let's see what the Red Bull can do. The answer is no, cannot improve on the current standings. Let's see what Guardian can do. Up into 3rd place, not too shabby at all. Let's see what Magico can muster up. It's only P4, but he is in the 1 minute 9s, crucially. Which McLaren is out on the lap? The answer is, it is Milo. Thundering down towards the start-finish line. His flap is open. The crowd love what they see. I don't know how to feel about that, but it is fastest. Only 400ths, though, between himself and Dirk in 2nd place. So not nearly as much of a gap or a gulf as I would have first suspected. Maximus crosses the line, goes P4. Stark in the 2nd Aston Martin, then says, thank you very much. I'll reimburse your investment and drop you down to P5 because now he is in P4. It's amazing how maths works, isn't it? Here's J-Lane, promised me a corker of a Monaco qualifying lap last time out before he binned it. But we won't talk about that because that is trauma. It's a purple sector 1 though, so he's clearly put the trauma of Lowe's hairpin or the Tesco car park behind him. Buck 57 is slow, ladies and gentlemen. Although we can probably suspect that wasn't his first lap in flying colours. Someone who is showing his flying colours though, the Ferrari man. Maybe Maximus planning to give him some slipstream, and that would be very, very courteous indeed. Some great teamwork on show, possibly. Although he has sped up a little bit, so maybe not. Briefly, a purple sector 2 for Mr. J-Lane. Qualifying could go any way here. No Thanassi here to try and rumble things up and do a 1 minute 5. Not saying that he would do that because that's probably illegal, but you know, it's always possible. Across the line, J-Lane. And he goes 3rd fastest. It's only 6,000. Look how fine the margins are. It's minuscule amounts that set apart the drivers here in Blackout. Hardly anything to separate them. Let's see what Pretender is doing. The answer is crossing a line and starting a flying lap. What is Stark doing? It was a yellow flag briefly. Checking his tyres. There is no dirt on them, but the answer is he's getting out of the way of this man. Leading the line for AlphaTauri, flying the flag into the pit lane. His grid position currently is in the garage. And that's not great. Giraffe, though, let's see what he can do. Slam, by the way, I apologise for not seeing your lap time. P7. I didn't appreciate your game before. Giraffe, though, with a purple Sector 1. My hero in Monaco. A last gasp effort got him out of Q1 and into Q2. And he plans to be just as victorious and lethal here in Interlagos. Not invalidating his lap time, which is great to see. And now through the left-hander. Some people like to hug that corner. I love to hug the curb and just let the camber do all the work. But you can also let the understeer wash you out of it. And hope you're not washed in the process. Flat out through the left. It's not a purple sector 2. But it is respectable from Mr. Giraffe. A good catch of the car as he trundles up the... Not trundles, that's harsh, actually. I apologise. What I meant to say is rockets up the hill. DRS flap open. Pretender goes 11th fastest with 1 minute 12.7. Giraffe goes to 8th place with a 1 minute 9.6. And look how consistent the Mercedes boys are. And I'll tell you what, they're even faster than the Mercedes were all the way through qualifying. So that is a big win for the slamming Giraffe duo. Outlap stent for Vulcan, and this man can get all the advantage in the world here at Interlagos. Thanassi not here to hold up his gauntlet, but the man who won 2 races last time out has everything to settle, every score to set down, every point to prove, and every target to set for the rest of the drivers. Let's see how he does then. Full throttle, purple sector 1. You can almost predict it. It's almost inevitable from this driver. He's been on it like a car bonnet from race number 1. And well out of the way go the Aston Martin and the AlphaTauri and the Mercedes for good measure. A little bit uneasy through the right-handers. You can see him squirreling away. And luckily not a kamikaze squirrel, because otherwise his qualifying session would be toast. Through the right-hander then. Braking hard into the hairpin once again. Let the camber do the work, and it looks planted as ever, that Alpine car in the hands of the Scotsman. I believe I'm going to regret saying that now, aren't I? But it's a purple sector 2. I don't regret saying that, because it's looking ever more likely that we're going to have our first 1 minute 8 of this entire session. Milos laid the marker, got ever so close to a 1 minute 8. Terziak will surely do it as he crosses the line, and of course it is! A 1 minute 8.6, a thunderous lap time from Terziak. Absolutely wrestling that Alpine round the track. And well, there's only one outcome, and it's currently provisional pole by over 0.4 of a second. Take a bow, son. But it's not set in stone yet, ladies and gentlemen. Vulcan is out and about, and he could be in the hunt for pole position. Through the left-hander. Nothing is ever set in stone. What? Purple sector 2? Stop the count right now. Vulcan's going to get pole position all of a sudden. I don't believe it. Past the Liquid Molly sponsorship. Has he glued the lap together well? Well, you're about to find out. Flat out. Pedal to the metal across the line. But it is only P8 for Vulcan. Although a purple sector 2 is very encouraging. Let's see what the only man to have not set a time can do. Will do. I don't know English anymore, but the point is, you don't need to know English to figure out that Buck 20 is a quick driver, briefly showing a purple sector 2. Not using all of the curb on the outside. Some people fear that perhaps it makes you less unstable. And oh, right, J-Lane and Guardian have had skill issues. They've met with barrier. And just like in qualifying him up, Buck 20 goes P2, by the way, and not at all far off Terziak. Milo, meanwhile, breaks into the 1 minute 8. Wilco's up to P4. It's all kicking off here in Interlagos, but 2 drivers, 2 birds with 1 stone here at Interlagos. You think it isn't possible, but Sao Paulo springs a surprise once again. J-Lane, oh, Buck 57 now joins the fray. There he is, announcing himself onto the stage by going P4. But it's still a very respectable time, it must be said. Well then, it's full of extravaganza and drama is Interlagos. Terziak currently provisional pole, but hardly anything in it between himself and Buck 20. Buck 20, king of downforce, running 1,000 on both the front wing and the rear wing. One could say that is not legal. Buck 20 just says, no, it's intelligence. And I respect him for that. Anyway, nothing to separate. All the top 4, the only ones in the 1 minute 8s currently. But still plenty of times to go down. The big drama so far is we've lost 2 due to incidents. J-Lane and Guardian PM. The only guard he hit was the guardrail. And that is very sad. It'll be 15th at best for Guardian. Although for Slam, it could be an improvement yet. Mercedes dropped down to 12th and 14th here. I have to pinch myself and pretend this isn't real life. We're going to have to settle that score immediately. Slam across the line. Oh, for God. You haven't helped my case here, lad. I'm going to have to pinch myself again here. I even gave myself a smack across the chops as Pretender announces himself. There we go. Into the 1 minute 9s goes the Alfa Romeo driver. Knocks Guardian down another position, but promotes himself up 2 positions. Up into P14 now. Actually, I think it was 3. I apologise. Crofty won't admit his mistakes on air, but I will do my best. Here's Big Samuel. Looking for a heckin' chonker of a lap as he heads through the left-hander. Taking a lot of pace. 8 tenths up on his current lap. That's mightily good. Purple Sector 2. The purple sector times in Sector 2 are coming down thick and fast as we cascade down the hill. DRS open. That camera angle is more useless than Chelsea, to be honest. But 8th place for Big Sam. Very neat little lap there from the Red Bull driver, and then he pirouettes. Almost. It's only a 3/4 spin, so it can only be a 7.5 from Craig Revel Horwood. Meanwhile, here's Stark, and, well, he's invalidated his lap. Dirk is on an outlap, by the way, and I would like to make very clear, I do apologise to Dirk. A lot of you don't know I'm going to say this, even Blackout doesn't know, but last week, for invalidating a lap, I called him a knob. This is very out of character of me. I don't normally do this. Obviously, there was a lot of emotion in the moment, and then I somehow drove in Monaco and I got humbled. I got 40% on my front right. Ghost Pirelli. I got 40% on my front right tyre. I dropped down to last. I could have made the overtakes, but I felt like I was in the I was misplaced. I didn't feel like I was in my natural habitat. And so I profusely apologise to everyone and everyone for, 1, the comments I said, and 2, more importantly, for the standard of driving I did. Anyway, that apology out of the way, which is meaningless. Here's Dirk. Down the hill. Is it a purple Sector 2? No, it is not. It's actually quite a way off the top time. Apparently, according to the top right, 1.3 seconds down. But it's all in good reason. He's charged up his battery and he's going to go again here. Dirkleton, across the line he goes. And it's 111.2, but as we all know, that is not representative. Someone who might be representative, though, is this guy, Maximus. But he's invalidated his lap, and so off he goes for his flying lap. Has Giraffe invalidate? Oh, for God's sake. Well, as Vulcan can't have. I mean, he's on an outlap, but at least he hasn't. My days. And only 4 minutes left of this qualifying session. Stark is, for lack of a better term, very disgruntled. And I don't blame him. He was blocked on 2 flying Alps. Well, considering that terminology, the cars probably did make themselves look like mountains, and that is unacceptable. Apparently, they need to stop parking on turn 4. Well, you heard it here. Don't park on turn 4. You silly billies. There's the Ghost Pirelli. If you hit that, you are disqualified. That is a rule I've just made. Final laps will be coming in then. 3.5 minutes of qualifying to go. In Interlagos. Start coming out of the pit lane there at the bottom, as far as I can see. And that is the king of useless camera angles. Not... What am I supposed to say? Oh, nice rain light. Anyway, Dirkleton up to P5 with 1 minute 8.9. And where's he gone? The answer is into barrier. Oh, dear. Anyway, we've mourned that enough. Here's Pretender going through turn 1 and 2 while Dirk's floundering. That's a nice camera angle. The Pretender going through the center S's. And away he goes. Let's see what times they're going to tumble then. Who will claim pole position here at the Brazilian Grand Prix? That is the question. And as always, we will have all the answers very, very soon indeed. Through the right-handers. Hug it as much as you can. A bit of a slide on the way out, but well held by Mr. Pretender, who is not a pretender today. He is well and truly here driving. Hugging the inside, using as much of the exit as he dares to. Then turn it in, pinch the car in. You almost want a late apex. You can straighten the car out quickly and get on that power. Let the Pirellis bite into the bitumen. And then there's a purple Sector 2. Half a second up on what he did before. And if he keeps that, he's going to be up near P7, near J-Lane. And that would be mightily impressive from Pretender. Didn't have the greatest first lap. Had a very decent second lap. And across the line he goes. And it's P9. Incredible stuff there from Pretender. Very nicely done. The question is, where does Wilco go? And it's not enough for pole position. And so, off he stays, but it's Jamie Tarquin who's just joined in the fun. His one and only lap in qualifying. What can he do in this session? Meanwhile, here's Stark. Was on a lap. Luckily, he has time to get round and go over the line and go again. But, the question is, was there impeding? I didn't see it, obviously, because, well, race directing clearly isn't my proficiency. Magico on that. Big Sam stays in the pits meanwhile. So that is his qualifying session now goosed. Magico crosses the line. And then Stark will start his final flying lap of this qualifying session. Buck 20 is the one behind him. Currently P2. And looking for every possible opportunity. See what you can do. Meanwhile, Jamie Tarquin, I'm watching with interest. Because he's put in his investment, and it will come out very, very handsome indeed. Shortest line of attack towards the line. It was a purple sector 2 for Jamie Tarquin. And it's pole position for Jamie Tarquin. His first lap in qualifying here in Blackout in Brazil. And he drops almost 3 temps on everybody else. Phenomenal stuff there. And now, it's up to everybody else to answer his queries. Start coming through. The Haas of King Didi coming through. Milo, P2, does get ahead of Terziak, but it's not enough to overthrow the Alpine. Across the line goes King Didi. And it is not enough to improve. Up into P16, well, stays P16, but that is it. Now we wait for the likes of Magico, of Stark to come through to see what they can do. DRS open for Magico. Across the line he goes. It's P12. Stark, who was P13, goes P2. Just ahead of Milo. Fantastic stuff. It's Buck 20 though. Who's next? Only a 10th up. And it's not enough. He just usurps Stark. But it isn't enough to claim pole position. Ferrari of Maximus next. The only one still to go. And he's invalidated his lap time. It lies in the hands of Giraffe of Terziak to try and prize away a pole position time. Is that Jamie Tarquin? Where's Jamie Tarquin? Right, what's happened? Terziak didn't complete his lap. Everyone's leaving. Oh, for God's sake. Right. Well, we were about to have a crazy finish to qualifying. Alas, we didn't. I'm the only one here. Why am I the only one here? Hello? It's empty. Literally everyone has left. No. Well, while Codemasters has yet more just issues in general, to be honest with you. Well, it's pole position for Jamie Tarquin, provisionally. 2 temps almost ahead of the rest. I had no idea how high up Terziak was on his time. But Jamie Tarquin did get pole position. Stark did manage to get the timing screen, so I can tell you what the grid order will be for the race. And here it is. Terziak didn't get to complete his time, so I have no idea what time he would have done, unfortunately. But it's Jamie Tarquin on pole position. You know what? It's just a bad omen. Chelsea scored and then VAR said no you. So now I want to die again. Jamie Tarquin's on pole. Buck 20's in second. Stark third. Milo fourth. Terziak in fifth. Although that will probably be a bit of a kick in the teeth for him. Let's be honest. Wilco in sixth. Buck 57 in seventh. Living up to the second of his names. Dirkleton in eighth. Slam in ninth. J Lane rounds out the top 10. And then rounding it off is Big Sam, Pretender, Magico, Volker, Maximus, King Didi, Giraffe and Guardian. And that is your order for the qualifying session. We are new lobbying. And I'll tell you what, it was the mountains that were parking on turn 4 that did that. I'm 100% certain of that. So, while we join a new lobby, game had a skill issue. When doesn't it have a skill issue is the real question. Speaking of games having skill issues, mine just crashed. God, this game. Do you know what? What IGN probably said, like, best F1 game ever made. Yes. Best F1 game ever made. No idea what IGN... What did IGN give this game? You know what? Let's indulge ourselves while we are here. I hear revving engines. But what I feel It's depression in my soul. J-Lane's invited me. J-Lane, thanks, mate. I appreciate it. We'll be back very soon. Let's see what IGN reviewed F1 23, because clearly it is a well-optimized game with no flaws. 8 out of 10. IGN gave this game an 8 out of 10. IGN is, well, they're not serious at all, actually. IGN is a company, and that's all you need to know. I'll remember to put it on Spectator this time, and then we shall wait. Buck20's invited me. Lad, I am in the Why are you not in the lobby? Oh, there you are. You're in the lobby now. Good stuff. Right. How's Karl today? Karl is well, thank you. Karl is very well. Quite tired, but then who isn't? No, the reason I'm quite tired is I'm back to doing my jobs stuff, because I couldn't do it because the school I was working at doing organist stuff was on half term. So organist stuff is back. I'm doing that in the mornings. That's 8 till 9 in the morning. And then I had a meeting in Baldock, and then I had to shoot over to Royston to do more work. Not organist stuff, is different. And then I was home, basically, and relaxing and chilling and having fun, essentially. So that's good. I also have to use just plethoras of hand cream, because I lacerate my hands every single... I do a sports job, basically, and I have to lug the equipment around myself. And I tell you what, the amount I lacerate my hands is just ridiculous, quite frankly. So it looks like a graveyard, but luckily, coconut hand cream with vitamin E, whatever that does, I have no idea. My girlfriend just told me to do it. But either way, that's saving me. How is Stark today? I hope Stark is all well. Doing fine. And IGN also rated getting kicked in the nuts as a 7 out of 10. Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you. Probably a 7.5. Actually, no, it'd have to be a whole number, because they'd want a whole job done. This is the same IGN that rated the Xbox 360 version of Sonic Unleashed, which is... Before Sonic Colors, probably one of the last good Sonic games, unless you count the night stages, in which case people seem to get a bit twizzy about that. But they rated that a 4 out of 10 and said, oh, the controls are broken or something. No, the player was just inept. In every single department, the player was just inept. And that's all you really need to know. What's the situation with Blackout? Well, I can confirm that we are just re-lobbying, and then we'll be back. So actually, I'm going to put some music in the background, and then we can have a nice conversation. Nice and low. Bit of no copyright sounds. This is what I normally use. I use no copyright sounds bangers. I've got a nice playlist on Spotify. 1, so I can crossfade them. And 2, because then my stream doesn't get muted, mostly. There's one song apparently that does, and I don't know which one it is, but I'll find out. I'm good, thanks. Work is tired. Yeah, no, I feel you, honestly. I'm glad you're doing good, though. I'm glad you're doing very well indeed. Wish we could have a race without the game failing. Well, Codemasters don't like granting us wishes, unfortunately. They gave us red flags, and they're still broken. As we saw. They also gave us the fast safety car, the auto safety car, where it just skipped forwards in time. That's broken as well, as we know. That's why Australia just didn't happen. I was having fun commentating that. And then the safety car decided to say, no, you. Particularly to Stark and Jamie Tarquin. As far as I remember. So there you go. We go now. Oh, yes. We are back. Here we are. 10 seconds to go, and then it'll be race time at Interlagos. The haven of Max Verstappen yesterday, once again. But then when isn't it the haven of Max Verstappen? Also, the second home of Sir Lewis Hamilton. In what my opinion was one of his best drives in Formula 1, convincingly, in 2021. Yes, he had a rocket ship behind him, but in Formula 1, it's always driver, man and machine in perfect harmony, or woman and machine, and we don't discriminate. Human and machine in perfect harmony. That is what gets the job done. And I think a lot of people forget that. You can have the best driver. If you put him in the worst car, he'll still come near the back. He'll do some miracles with it, perhaps get into the points, perhaps get into some decent points, but he won't win the race with it. That's what you got to remember. Man and machine and perfect, or woman and machine. Human and machine in perfect harmony is what gets the job done. Here we are then, a sunny Brazilian Grand Prix. It's been sunny for quite a while in Brazil. The last time we had a wet Brazilian Grand Prix was 2016. The winner of that race, Lewis Hamilton. It was also home to one of Max Verstappen's 1 best saves of that year, or of his career, and 2, one of his best overtakes going round the outside of turn 3 at the end of the center S's. My computer is a bastard, and that's the first and last time I swear on one of these streams, but I've decided I'm getting quite annoyed. So, we wait with bated breath in the pit lane. Wow, thanks, Sao Paulo announcer. I don't care. We wait very patiently then for the game to load, the game to not have a skill issue, which is highly unlikely. So there we go. I've been sent a bear emoji with a yapping mouth. That's pretty much me. 5 red lights here in Brazil. Lights out and away we go. My God, that didn't stay on long at all. And it means Buck 20 on the softs can get alongside Jamie Tarquin. Down the inside he goes. And into the lead goes the McLaren man. Straight away. Of course, a 50% race. So who knows what the strategies are going to be. We'll discuss that in a minute. But all kinds of chopping and changing. Milo trying to get past Stark. Wilco past Terziak. Albeit briefly. Because Terziak's on the outside. Trying to go round Wilco. And actually gets the job done. That was beautiful there. Giraffe into P7, Slam into P8, although Buck 57 on the inside, albeit on the hard tyres, but still can hold it nicely there for the AlphaTauri car, and into P8 rather, sorry, he stays. Dirk in P10, fighting with Pretender. Vulcan's had a bit of an oopsie, however, no damage on the car, and on he goes. So, Jamie Tarquin regained the lead. I apologise. Jamie Tarquin, albeit briefly, because here comes Buck 20 again. Looking for any avenue to get past, but thinks better of it for the moment. Out of the final corner then. Jamie Tarquin with the lead. Buck 20 in P2, but using that slipstream to great effect. Hugging under the diffuser of the Alpine car. Will the white flag be waved, or will the McLaren man muscle his way past? Braking to the outside, but nothing doing there. Jamie Tarquin keeping Mr. Buck on his rear quarter. That's a track limit warning. And what on earth's happened there with Wilco for a brief moment? Almost half spun and he's got front wing damage. What on earth happened there? And Terziak must have had a problem as well, because he's now 2.5 seconds back. Deary me then. Looks like contact and Wilco in the walls, and he's got well out of the way. He's down in P12 now. It's heartbreak for the Aston Martin driver. Terziak, if that did slow him down, it isn't showing any signs of it. He's lunching Stark completely as he heads through the left-hander. What was 2.5 seconds is now only 1 second. Both McLarens then looking to find a way through. Look how close that is. Almost NASCAR territory of close from Buck 20. Although saying NASCAR is probably an insult to Formula 1, so I rescind my statement. 2 tenths behind, but again, that downforce being used. Yes, he'll use a bit of battery, but I presume Buck 20 with all the downforce in the world. But as a result, none of the straight line speed in it either. Could think about a dive. Brakes very late indeed. Pretender, though, up into P7 for a brief moment. Side-by-side stuff between him and Slam. Giraffe and Slam now up into P6 and 7, by the way. Oh, no! J-Lane's round! J-Lane round, and he's losing a whole host of positions. Luckily, no one makes contact with him. I just saw it in the background. Either made contact or lost it on his own. I couldn't tell. I thought I heard contact briefly from the audio cue. Meanwhile, Buck 57, what on earth's happened with him? He's only in P14, but down the inside he goes. Back up into P14, should I say. My goodness, what on earth's happening here at the Brazilian Grand Prix? I'll tell you what is happening. Wilco's gone into the pit lane and he's on the hard compound tyre. Wow, that's interesting. J-Lane with a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, by the way. Well, I've no idea how, to be honest with you, because he's 2 seconds behind Vulcan. But that's a mystery to me. Anyway, we head on. Milo with the fastest lap of the race. Could be a change for the lead here. Buck 20 looking for the avenue, but thinks better of it. Yes, we've scored! Chelsea and a goat! Sorry, back to Formula 1. DRS will be open again, though, for Buck 20. And Jamie Tarquin thought he had it signed, sealed, and delivered. Buck 20 returns the stamp, sends it first class, and into P1 goes the McLaren man, whilst Tarquin goes for a little wander off into the next country. Milo now the one putting him under pressure. Slam's going to clip that now and say, Carl, well, I'm guessing Chelsea scored. The answer is yes, they did, unless Cole Palmer somehow infringed a penalty. But we'll take it. It's the story of Chelsea's season, really. We attack really well. We just can't finish our dinner. And then Robert Sanchez forgets he has hands, which, as a goalkeeper, is very detrimental. Anyway, what am I saying? Back to Formula 1 we go then. As you can see, Terziak now within DRS range of Stark against Jamie Tarquin, still in DRS range of Buck 20. And the more he can stay there, the better. Because it means this man, Milo, can't get past him and can't have a go at him. Terziak, though, trying to get past Stark into turn 1. And there it is. Through on those soft tyres. Seem to be working a treat for the time being. I've done many a 25% race, though, to tell you that the softs and mediums crossover probably happens in 1 or 2 laps' time, so he'd better be on it like a car bonnet and make sure he keeps those tyres fired up. Meanwhile, Pretender and Slam having a great scrap here to the inside. Oh, contact! Oh, no, Pretender! Into the wall! Pretender in the wall, and it's egg and yolk all over his face. Although I can't really blame him, I wouldn't say it's his fault particularly. Does keep the car going, though, and Codemasters doesn't have a skill issue and disqualify him for no reason. Front wing end plate gone. It's a disaster for the Alfa Romeo driver. However, we go back to Jamie Tarquin, though. And the reason is, I told you, that medium soft crossover could be happening. Well, it could already be starting now, even. Here he is. DRS will be wide open for the Alpine driver. Buck 20 with his red light flashing. He's got absolutely no battery left. He's trying to defend with, well, low current, to be honest with you. Jamie Tarquin looks to the inside. Terziak with the fastest lap of the race as well. 1 minute 11.5. But look how close Jamie Tarquin is. And that's the closest he's been so far. With DRS open, it's surely inevitable. To the inside he goes. And before the corner is even made, Jamie Tarquin sweeps back into P1. Comfortable for the Alpine, or is it? Look at the exit Buck 20's got. Side by side up the hill. But a bit of battery being deployed by Jamie Tarquin. The electrical energy allows him to usurp the McLaren mastermind. And up into P1 once again goes Jamie Tarquin. Look at that for a helicopter shot. That is absolutely beautiful stuff. You know what, while we're here, let's get a thumbnail. Look at that. It's glorious. Through the left-hander. That's quite juicy. Right enough. Back onto this now. Jamie Tarquin, your leader. P2, Buck 20. P3, Mr. Milo. I was going to say for Jamie Tarquin, though, the more you stay in DRS, the more battery you can save, the more opportunity you have to defend. But it doesn't mean you can really counterbalance the DRS offset. Into P1 goes Buck 20, but Jamie Tarquin's played this very, very smartly here, because now he has the DRS and the superior exit, and once again, he'll deploy his flap, and probably before the corner is even made, goes straight back past Buck 20. Fantastic stuff there. A little bit of intelligent racecraft from the Alpine driver keeps him at the front of the fray. It's Big Sam I'm interested in seeing. Let's see how he's doing. Thought about making the move on King Didi on his hard tyres. That's very brave indeed. It's like driving on igloos, but you know what? He tried to Eskimo his way through. Nothing happened there. Buck 57, meanwhile, has progressed up into P12 currently. No, I have no idea what happened to him. I didn't see what happened, if there was contact or anything of the sort. All I know is 1 minute he was in the top 10, well in the points. Next minute he was down in P12. Well, P14 at the time. Unbelievable. Once again, though, this straight. Jamie Tarquin's Guardian with a time penalty, but look at Milo! My goodness me! The McLaren's choreographed something fantastic! Milo into the lead, and Buck 20 could be into P2, and he is for the time being, but here comes Jamie Tarquin again! Oh no, contact! Round goes Buck 20, almost into the path of Terziak, gets well out of the way of Stark. There is no Alp in the way today. But it is peak times for Buck 20, side by side with Jamie Tarquin, who I will have to say probably left him not enough space on the outside. More respect probably could have been afforded, but it's no consolation as to what I think, because Buck 20 is now down in P6. J-Lane and Guardian pit, meanwhile. Guardian's he's had enough already. Guardian has had enough of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and that's probably what Mercedes would have done had they had the chance last time out. Out of the pits, J-Lane goes. His pit crew didn't let him serve a 10-second stop-and-go penalty, because Codemasters doesn't like to give us nice things. It's Terziak, though, in DRS range of Tarquin. Now, Milo is escaping into the distance. 1.5 seconds now, the gap between himself and James. Turned the world of Buck 20 upside down in all the wrong ways, to be honest with you. Yellow flag in Sector 1, meanwhile. What on earth is going on there? Let's get the track map up and find out. The answer is it's Guardian coming out of the pit lane, and they better be very wary of that. He did retire from the race in the pit lane, but now the Alpines and the McLaren have to swim their way round in the blazing sun. Shut up. But the point is, oh, Jamie Tarquin's actually caught up by 3/10 in that first sector alone on Mr. Milo. Time to see what the second sector is like, though. Remember, setups could be different here. It's not all set in stone here in the Blackout Racing League. I've said before, Buck 20 likes to drive with a million wings. Others might like to drive with a little bit less wing. They might have to chop off some aerodynamics, give them some speed in a straight line. In the case of the front three, that could well be what is happening. Just over a second out for Jamie Tarquin. If he gets a good exit here, which he does, he could be in DRS range. But Milo with a fantastic exit. Might have been using a bit of battery as well to counter Jamie Tarquin. But a monumental McLaren exit there means that Jamie Tarquin just has his teammate for company. And it's good news for Terziak, actually, because on those soft tyres, as Buck 20 comes in, into the pits he goes. It could have been front wing damage he received from the contact. We're about to find out. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Although on soft tyres, perhaps this is a strategic play. Onto the medium tyres he goes. No front wing needing to be changed. Clean pit stop from the McLaren boys, and away he goes. Meanwhile, a massive train of cars I can see. Look at this. Maximus, Big Sam and co. all having a massive scrap. Meanwhile, what on earth's happened? It's Pretender on the infield. Oh, no. Pretender, you don't want to do that too much. Codemasters might disqualify you, and then you've got a real problem on your hands. But doesn't get in the way of anyone, and so he continues. It's Buck 57 just managing to be at the head of this train. Look at how many cars. 5-car train. From Buck 57 all the way down to Vulcan. It's absolutely priceless. Blackout Racing League racing. You have never seen anything like it. You think cars can follow this closely in real-life Formula 1? Well, think again, sunshine. You clearly have been watching the wrong sport. Jamie Tarquin now finally within a second of Milo. After all the hard work and graft, and he does have DRS. Once again then, a 3-car train for the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And only lap 11 of this race. And again, Pretender has another problem. Either goes wide at turn 1 or something. I have no idea what on earth happened, or could well have been keeping out of the way. But he retires. The Alfa Romeo driver, the only one leading the Alfa Romeo line, is out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And that is all she wrote for Pretender's race. There will be no safety car so far, so it's Milo versus Tarquin. Jamie Tarquin already assassinated one McLaren. Did I participate in this? No, I didn't, blissfully. I think after the embarrassment of last week, I decided to give it a rest. Or maybe I've been practicing all week and gotten really good. Maybe I'll accidentally come back for Spain, who knows. Look how quickly Jamie Tarquin closes up, though. DRS, so powerful in that zone. And once again, now he'll have DRS through the center S's. He'll have got the detection point. The flap will be open. He won't deploy the battery. The DRS might be enough to the inside of the McLaren man. Here goes the Alpine. And into P1 once again goes Jamie Tarquin. Buck 20, though, with the fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 11.2. And perhaps that could be a wake-up call for everybody else. Yes, maybe they're on different strategies. Buck 20 could be on the 2-stop. But equally, piling on that pressure could be good news for him if he forces one of his rivals into an early pit stop. Who knows? That is the question, really. I predict about lap 15, 16 will probably be the time we do see drivers coming into the pits for their first stops of the race. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, to be honest with you. So then, Jamie Tarquin, your leader of this race, but Milo has so much battery left, even with DRS. He's going to be absolutely flying up to the back of the Alpine. That camera angle is absolutely hopeless, but we're going to watch from it anyway. Pretender is gone. Pretender did indeed pretended. And that is quite sad, really. DRS open for Milo again, although this time, almost half a second out, it's not going to be close enough to put any kind of pressure on Mr. Tarquin. Buck 20 with another fastest lap of this race. How much battery does he have? The answer is hardly any, but he's in DRS. He gets in DRS range of one of these cars in the train when he does it. So actually improving his time all the while, despite having enough battery. Well, so little battery, the Energizer Bunny is now dead. Vulcan with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Maximus briefly looked for the move on King Didi. Send it down the inside, do it for fun. Oh, that's no fun. But I'm sure he'll do his level best to try and get P10 in real life, of course. One solitary point, but in Blackout, many points, because points are awarded all the way down to 15th. Yay! Oh my god, Buck 20 round the outside. That's the difference between new tyres and old. Vastly superior grip from the McLaren man. And off he continues. Magico's had a bit of a problem meanwhile. What on earth's gone on there? He carries on his merry way. Lap number 14, he's taken those softs too. I must say that's mightily impressive. Like I said, surely pitting soon. And I told you someone would be pitting soon. And it's Stark that's pitting soon. Into the pits, onto a fresh set of hard boots, and out he goes. Buck 20, despite the half spin, gets the undercut and gets round King Didi. Again, the vastly superior grip, the biting into the bitumen has really assisted his progress up the field. And he's well within the undercut range, it must be said. But equally, if he's making up that much time, maybe it is a 2-stop that's on the cards, who knows? Putting Maximus under a heap of pressure. The mountain builds and down the inside. Maximus goes a bit wide. Buck 20's progress not being halted, but almost being halted by Magico. You don't want to cut your wing off on the back of the Red Bull. That'll be really the end of things, but a switchback out of the left-hander will turn to the outside for the right-hander. Wheel-to-wheel stuff, very respectful racing, and Buck 20 now up into P8 in this race. Excellent stuff. The McLaren man masterminding a great recovery through the field. Next up then is Buck counterpart. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead has just got a bit soft now. Not that it was rock solid anyway. I just want to make it quite clear before you all think it's sus. The point is, Jamie Tarquin has been holding it down, just keeping Milo at arm's length. Enough so that one, Milo can't smell him. Not that that's a bad thing, to be quite... I mean, I'll let him draw his own conclusion on that. But perspiring issues aside, what's transpiring? Well, Milo trying to get close, but not getting close enough for the time being. It's Buck 20, the man to watch. Stuck not too far behind Buck 20 on his new set of hards. Of course, strapped them on a lap ago. On his way to lunching up the gap between himself and the Red Bull of Big Sam up ahead. It's the battle of the Bucks, though, for P6 and 7, or very soon it will be. Jamie Tarquin pulls the trigger, though. Okay. The Xbox boy brings the fridge into the pit lane. Into the pits he goes, and it will be a set of hard boots, and I thought that would be the reasonable option to go for. Terziak, however, on those softs, if he's taken them 16 laps, well, there's no reason why he can't do soft medium. That's quite incredible, isn't it? All kinds of split strategies at play, but Buck 20 has undercut Jamie Tarquin. My goodness me, okay then. The undercut doing wonders, but Jamie Tarquin not that far behind, and with the age of Buck 20's tyres now, well, it's only going to mean one thing really. 6 laps fresher tyres Jamie Tarquin has, and immediately going to set about getting past Buck 57. The Battle of the Bucks was, well, this foregone conclusion really. Buck 20 just lunched it. But look at this. Jamie Tarquin could go for a move to the inside, but Buck 57 places his car perfectly to the inside. Perhaps a switchback opportunity. Oh, clips the back of the AlphaTauri. You don't want to do that too much. Perhaps an opportunity for a switchback out of the right-hander, but Buck 57 planting his car in all the right places and leaving Jamie Tarquin, well, mightily frustrated, to be honest with you. 3 seconds now the gap between himself and Buck 20 up ahead. Just not finding a way through, just being a little bit circumspect about where to really get the overtake done. But with DRS open, it's surely a foregone conclusion now. As they head into turn 1, it is a foregone conclusion. And through goes Jamie Tarquin. But there's Terziak coming out of the pit lane. And I told you soft medium was an option. And luckily for Jamie Tarquin, the hold-up behind Buck 57 was not too bad. And now it's Terziak that has to go about figuring out how to usurp Buck 57 to overcome the Leviathan that is the AlphaTauri team. Top of the constructors by a sizable margin. But after today, perhaps that advantage will be eaten into, at least just a little bit. Buck 20, meanwhile, not wasting any time on trying to get past Dirk. Switchback central. Oh, that is sumptuous from Buck 20. Lovely little move. And round the left-hander they go to the final proper corner. And Buck 20 now into P3 in this race. What was a 3-second gap between Buck 20 and Jamie Tarquin now is only almost 2 now. And it could get even worse because Dirkleton with DRS. Look how quick he's going. Round the outside, he tries to go. But the superior grip on those medium tyres as Jamie Tarquin sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. It'll be a slight hold-up for Buck 20 in his conquest for first place. But for Jamie Tarquin, he'll be licking his lips, sniffing an opportunity, tasting the freedom ahead of him, that clean air, at least for about 0.6 seconds. Because he's now in DRS range of Dirkleton. Meanwhile, up at the front, here's Milo. So tranquil, honestly. First place by over 14 seconds now. Giraffe in P2 currently. And I must say, Giraffe, once again, my unsung hero of this race. Still a bunch of cars yet to pit in this race as well. Look at that, 17 lap old tyres. For Milo, Giraffe, Dirk, Buck 57, King Didi, Maximus. It's all happening here. Jamie Tarquin, meanwhile, did wait to overtake Dirkleton. DRS wide open, pulls to the inside line. And when all is said and done, Jamie Tarquin breezes past into P4. As now Terziak sets the fastest lap. Milo's biggest fear is falling asleep. Well, with a gap like that, I would expect him to become slightly lackadaisical. His teammate, though, up into P2. Very nice indeed. Buck 20 breezes past the Mercedes driver. And it's a 1-2 for the McLaren team. That would be good to see in real life. Well, now Buck 20's past him. It's now Jamie Tarquin's turn to try and pass him. And round the outside immediately. Not waiting for 1 second on trying to get past Giraffe. And now, well within DRS confines of Buck 20, is Jamie Tarquin. So all of a sudden, it gets zesty once again. These two made contact earlier. I said Jamie Tarquin probably most definitely could have afforded to give Buck 20 more space on the outside. Buck 20 in the end getting side-podded, but Jamie Tarquin surely will blaze through. Down the inside he goes. Terziak once again with the fastest lap, and it's wheel-to-wheel stuff briefly, but it will be Jamie Tarquin that takes second position. But for how long? Because DRS is enabled and open on Buck 20, but he's got no battery left. The Energizer Bunny has absolutely offed himself. Some people ask me what the top speed of the Energizer Bunny is. And I say, well, it depends how high the cliff he jumps off is. That's the truth. But Jamie Tarquin up into P2 now. And now can set about really easing into that gap of Milo. Although, I would not be at all surprised if Milo came into the pits and fitted on some soft tyres. That would be zesty, wouldn't it? We'd love to see that. The tyre offset proving to be absolutely biblical here in Interlagos. Just like real life, really. The tyres, if you have that offset, there's so much more power and strength and drive behind them. You don't need to resuscitate them nearly as often. Well, I say nearly as often, but you need to resuscitate them later on compared to the guy who fitted them on earlier because, well, that's how time works, dum-dum. That's chronology. Just watching Milo here, meanwhile, as things get a little bit... Oh, hello! Slam into P8 because Vulcan is in. Lap 19 finally gets off his hard boost. It will either be mediums or softs. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say it's softs. In he comes. And I was wrong. Great. Anyway, the lead now cut down to 11.5 seconds between Milo and Jamie Tarquin. This should surely kill Milo's race. I mean, soft tyres, I am sure. I am sure that it will be fast. I have no doubt about that. But how much faster will it be? Because it can't be that much of an offset, surely. Oh, no, Wilco. What's happened there? On the infield. And luckily for him, reverses just to make sure he doesn't get a penalty for driving the wrong way. Gets the car back into shape. And onto the track he goes, but demoted once again to plumb last. And there's your answer. The proof is in the pudding. Milo's gobbled it up. And well, he's got a sugar rush now, but more importantly, a soft sugar rush. Soft tyres on brand new softs. And where does he come out in relation to the front three? Well, the answer is only 7.5 seconds off them, basically. He's only 7.5 seconds off, and with 14 laps to go, suddenly things start to casserole. Big Sam ends up casseroling Vulcan. Through he goes with DRS, the Red Bull driver, into P14. Here's Magico Cam, meanwhile, in P10. Nifty little race from the Red Bull driver, really. Fitted on the medium tyres 7 laps ago. Half time, it's 1-1. We're still in this, boys. Come on, Chelsea. You're going to win. You can stop laughing now. I know it's funny, but it's not that fun. Slams up into P7, meanwhile, and 21 lap old mediums will probably do that. I'll be honest with you. An easy overtake up into P7, and if you ever needed an indication of how powerful a tyre offset is, well, there's your answer. Raiden says Maximus probably going to go on to soft soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it's this lap or the next lap. The answer is it's not this lap, so we have to assume it's next lap. What's happened? Buck 20's come in, and he's gone on to another set of mediums. So, 13 laps to go. Buck 20, demoted, possibly down behind Giraffe as well. Does have the inside line. Can all go all guns blazing and full throttle out of the pit lane. Oh my goodness, it'll be side by side between the two of them. But he has to settle in behind the Mercedes. That's not what he wants whatsoever. Giraffe on 3 lap old mediums, meanwhile. So, the one stop then. The offset that Giraffe has compared to Buck 20. It's not that far off. And he's got a 3-second time penalty to add to his woes as well. So many big cuts. The only time I've seen bigger cuts is on Fruit Ninja. Jamie Tarquin, your leader then. Terziak P2. Milo 6.7 seconds behind them. Alpine are 1 and 2 in this race. You got to say, what a team performance it's been. And what a wake-up call for the rest of the grid. If Jamie Tarquin is, well, he's a reserve driver in this particular instance. But if he's here every week and racing in that Alpine, well, who knows what could happen, to be honest with you. Who knows what could happen? But, of course, it is Tag Martyr. That is the regular customer. No idea where he is, but hopefully he is back soon. for more Blackout Racing chaos. I'm going to make a prediction. And that prediction is Maximus surely coming in at the end of this lap, because my God, why hasn't he come in yet? Your tyres are goosed, lad. Oh my God. 23 lap old mediums. No wonder he's been usurped by both Mercedes and Buck 20 now, and falling into the clutches of Magico. Almost. Terziak though up into the lead of this Grand Prix. So the medium tyre... Oh boy. Please do not tell me. Please do not tell me that everyone just disconnected. Please don't tell me that. I'm checking my friend list now. I'm paranoid. Please do not tell me that that just happened. I'm disconnect. Why am I disconnected? Why am I... My internet's still on. Right. That's not ideal. I'll be honest with you. My internet... Why is it disconnect? No. Oh, for God's... Why have you done that? Why have you... How do I reconnect? Oh, for God's sake. Right. Well, Terziak had just got into the lead. And now... Well, it's not like my internet's the problem. I'm still connected. But Steam's decided to have an issue on my end. Oh, why have you done that? Well, clearly it's not an... Oh! Right. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, they're all in the main menu. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, for God's sake. Right. Well. I'm not gruntled. I am disgruntled. That is quite horrible. Guardian says, game so... Word I can't say. Let's all re-download F1 20. You know what? Actually, on Steam, I've got F1 2020. Let's give it 15 minutes or so and see if we can run Spain. Right. Well, now we wait in a potential limbo situ. Oh, boy. If we do Spain, I might actually drive Spain on a controller. I'm not even joking. I might just have fun now. Because I've had no fun with Steam disconnecting me. Actually, I don't know if I want to drive. After Monaco last time, I'll probably get embarrassed. Do I want to do that to myself? This is the duality of man, everybody. Right, well, back on comes the swanky music. I don't know why I'm bothering putting it on, because, well, it was all getting tasty for the lead of the race. And then, well, all you need to know is it's absolute balls. I'm going to go in a Discord channel. And you know what? If anyone wants to come and talk while you're watching this, you can. We can have a nice conversation about what we saw in that race. You'll see me in the Discord channel if you're in the Blackout Discord. For those of you asking, can I join the Blackout Discord? No, you can't. Well, I need to vouch for you. Firstly. And secondly, well, it'd be only fair if you were, if you happen to have been invited. Right. Well, that's no fun whatsoever. I'm disappointed. Big Sam says Forza. The new Forza Motorsport. The game known for being perfect and being built from the ground up. I'll do a Horizon 5 lobby with these guys if they have Horizon. I've been playing a lot of Horizon recently. So then, the news of the day is what happened in the Brazilian Grand Prix. The answer is the square root of Jack shit. Sorry, my microphone cut out there. I don't know what happened. Anyway, look, the point is, it's quite a sad scenario we find ourselves in, unfortunately. That scenario is we disconnected. We all disconnected from the game. I thought it was just me. I was hoping it was just me, but my worst fears were unfortunately confirmed. And now we are waiting to see if we actually are going to go racing at the Spanish Grand Prix, because there's a good chance we actually might not, if the game continues to keep disconnecting us, because it did at the end of qualifying at least, but like just over midway through a race, that's poor really. Well, the Brazil results are null and void, so I'm going to make up the order. And you're all going to see the graphics very soon. And I'm going to confuse everyone that joins this late. So have fun. Hello there, if you've just joined, hello to the few of you that are watching. Welcome along to the Blackout Racing League, where we are all very cross. Join voice Karl. Am I allowed to join on stream? Are we allowed to voice our opinions? I think we're ending it all. Ah, that's horrible. God damn. Right. That's a shame. Well, you know what? Before I end off, before we draw this to a close, let me have a little bit of fun. Right, give me a second. I'm just working my magic here. You'll see what I'm conjuring. See what I'm conjuring. If only I had... What? Do I not have the F1 logo on my computer? I swear I did. Surely. There we go. Add into layers. Oh, heck. That's too big.
Hi, sorry, sorry for the intro.
Hello. Sorry. My God. Right, hello. How's it going?
For today because the game is dog.
Yeah, Magico's just sent it to me. That's sad.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Thank you for hosting once again.
Nah, no problem. Pleasure as always, honestly, as it always is, but that's sad, to say the least. God damn it.
Yeah.
Classic
yeah.
EA. Oh, well. What can you do?
You know, after Australia, what was expected?
Honestly, tell me about it, man. Honestly. What a joke. God damn it.
Usually Spain is the curse track, never Brazil.
Never Brazil. Well, there's a first time
Nowadays.
for everything, unfortunately.
That's true. But yeah, unfortunately,
Brilliant.
Racing going for it, so yeah.
Nah,
Sorry.
that's all
My
right.
excuses.
Welcome. You know what? While you're here, Dirk, let's get your point of view on the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is the first time I'm going to do this. Talk us through your race, because it seemed like, well, firstly, the first lap was absolute chaos there.
It was terrible. I wanted to go on the sauce, but I decided for the long strategy and slow. All the tires behind me decided mediums or soft, so I had to really struggle to maintain my position.
No, of course, because I think, yeah, well, absolutely. I think the big talk I was having in the commentary was about strategy in particular, whether you, well, in the case of some drivers, eking out the softs and getting on the mediums, or perhaps offsetting a little bit. I mean, the two-stop was kind of a weird question, because you had to have a massive pace advantage, so one stop really seemed to be the only way through,
it's a
possibly.
strategy. The tires were off quite a bit, so you could absolutely do like a soft, medium, soft to gain a lot of time.
No, definitely. Okay. No, very interesting, though. I mean, it seemed like good battles on the whole, though, from your... I mean, it was obviously glossing over lap 1, because that was a shambles. But once you got into it, I think the racing seemed pretty good, no problems.
I didn't really have to race, to be fair. I just had to follow.
Oh, that's sad.
Boring, you know. Oh, no, that was fine for my strategy. I was on the hards. I was going for a long run, praying for a safety car. And if a safety car had happened instead of this crash, I would have been golden.
No, of course.
P5, fresh softs till the end of the race.
Oh, gosh.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is, absolutely. Well, unfortunately, what are we doing next week? Because if we are doing the calendar as per, Canada and Austria next, any thoughts about those two as we head over there?
We're gonna... Austria, I don't know, it's a bad track for me historically. Underperforming Central, it's called.
Not ideal. What about Canada?
Same.
Oh.
Those are my tracks. I sometimes get a cat out of the back on those races, but I don't think this will be one of those times.
No, of course. But I mean, Canada, street circuit, remember, walls, claustrophobic. It could spring up a little bit of a surprise. You never know.
That's true. I think I'll be the surprise, the one hitting the walls.
I hope to see that very much. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Dirk. That will continue. That will conclude.
Did you see what happened on the safety car?
Did I see what happened on the safety
What
car?
happened on the quali, I mean.
Oh, on the quali? What, before
Where
the
was the wall?
disconnect, or... Oh, yes.
My pendle was somehow stuck. I couldn't let go. So it
Oh,
kept
snap.
accelerating to the wall. which
Oh,
is annoying.
God. Codemasters.
Yeah, Codemasters.
Come
They're
on,
not my
man.
gear.
Honestly. Well,
Not my
it's
gear at all.
it's been an absolute catalogue of... Well,
Yeah.
there's a word I can't say, unfortunately, but...
Clusterfucks. Yeah.
Either way. Fuck off, Codemasters. Right. Well, there you go then. What can you do? Thanks very much, Dirk. Glad to hear your thoughts on this week. And, well, if I don't get to say it beforehand, good luck for next week.
Thank you, and thank you for hosting once again.
Brilliant. No
Have a good
problem.
night.
Pleasure as always. You too. Take care, man. All the best.
Okay.
Well then. There we go. I need to get my notes together in future. But that's my first interview done. Yay! Magico says, you know, that was my first and only F-bomb, I've decided. He says you can see it all for yourselves if you're on Twitch. But it rhymes with bit. There you go. So, let me just get back onto it now. Before I got bonanza'd suddenly, I didn't know what the hell was happening. But we're here now, and I'm gonna have some fun. We're gonna tell you what the real results were of the Blackout Racing League in Brazil. So, let me just get this all sorted. So, I'll be right with you. It was looking up to be a good race in Brazil up to that point. Unfortunately, though, Codemasters said no. Oh well. What can you do? We don't get to have a Spanish Grand Prix either, but Canada and Austria next. You would have heard it on the interview with Dirk. He says it's not great track. My mic keeps cutting out. If I move it away, probably. I'm probably peaking it, that's the problem. And OBS probably doesn't like me for that. But oh well. I'm going to say... Who was third? Who was third? I know who's third. Don't worry, I know who's third. Right, time to stop the music. Things have to get serious for a second, because I've uncovered the true results of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So, once I get OBS to work properly, which is not often. Why is it not working? It's me! Hello! No, what was I meant to do? Where is it? That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Why is it not working? That's sad, isn't it? Display? Why are you not showing the goddamn display then? There we go. What? Why? Huh? Okay. There. I'm on. Right. Here are the results of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Oh. Sorry, I need to get a flag up, don't I? Brazil. Add into layers. Oh, that's good. Let me just, oh, yeah, that's good. Right. So, the F1 results. Here we go. What a sexy man I am. Oh, well, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. And it's convenient he said that because, ladies and gentlemen, unbeknownst to all of you, Magico won the Brazilian Grand Prix. By quite some margin. It was, oh, crikey. Just short of 5 days. And really, actually, let me write down this one quickly while I'm here. The second was Stark, which is great news. Actually, I forgot to write down, in 2.5 place, which I've just made up, was Giraffe. Third was Space Ghost, which seems quite appropriate, given he could have finished anywhere. He haunted everyone, and it paid off. He got a podium, although I don't know how Giraffe and Stark are going to share that second place trophy. Maybe they don't. Who knows? Tom was 4th. He didn't race either.
Welcome.
5 to 20 is guess. Welcome back. Dirk's back in the channel. Tunes into the stream.
What you're doing?
Hello. Oh, these are the results for Brazil. You don't understand.
I mean, Magico first is the most unrealistic thing.
Oh, poor Magico, man. We announced our engagement last time out, and now you're telling me he didn't come first. That's poor. Actually, you know what? Pause. Forget I said that. That's mad.
And I know you might be watching this, and I'm just gonna say it anyway, Magico. Because I love you. And,
Oh, goodness me. It's okay, he fixed it. What, by putting... Giraffe, I put you 2.5, and I've DSQ'd Ocon, and that's fixed. Right. You know what, I'll try and do a result for everyone, then. You know what, Dirk, pick a number between 1 and 20, and for the sake of life, I'll let you use decimals as well, because I can't be bothered.
7.
7, okay, Dirk's taking P7, then. It's respectable, I do respect that. He does, you know what? Oh, no, because if I erase that, it gets rid of everything. That's not ideal. Sorry, what was that? You cut off.
Yeah, Discord's fucking up.
Everything's fucking up today. It's a terrible time. Magico says I will get my first PP out when I take it right. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll be honest.
Where do I report him?
Where do I...
Who are the proper authorities?
Where do I report him? You know what? The stewards.
I am...
Oh, you are the steward. Ah, now that gets interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right,
No.
5th, 6th, 7th. Dirk was 7th. Right. To anyone who's watching this and who's tuned in that can actually understand what is going on, pick a number between 1 and 20. You can't even pick decimals because Giraffe somehow got 2.5 for reasons beyond my comprehension. Anyone?
Carl, are you okay?
Am I okay? Right, anyway, 5th place we're gonna say is, you know what? I'll be nice to Terziak. He got shafted in qualifying, didn't get to complete his last lap. I'll put Terziak, but I'll also put a 60-second penalty. Where does that put him? I don't know. But we'll figure that out once we've decided all the positions. So, 6th place. It's going to have to be... I don't know. Who'd be a good 6th place candidate? I'm in my own again. Milo's mic at the moment is disintegrating according to the Discord. You know, I'm going to put some music in the background. Let's have some fun. Wait for me by Giraffe Squad. Run up the ting. Here's Milo. Hi, what are you doing? Nothing's happening here. You know what? Oh god, this chat's getting horrible now. I'm liking this result, Milo. Come play Forza. Is this Forza Motorsport? He spelt my name. He corrected my name right as well. Giraffe. You know what? You're one of my favourites now. I appreciate you. Is this Forza Motorsport you're playing, or Forza Horizon? Because if it's Forza Motorsport, I'll have to download it first. Motorsport. Okay. You know what? I will purchase and download it as quickly as possible. Hopefully my internet speed will allow me to. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in 1,462nd position is Mazepin. Sam's going to play as well. Game Pass! I don't even know if no, I should have Game Pass. It's free on Game Pass. Well, that is a can of worms. What about Game Pass? You're completely correct. Game Pass might actually have an avenue for me. In 8th place is going to be Buck 5270. They're going to have to share the honours. That is the worst Buck I've ever seen in my life. But we're going to roll with it. 8th... Oh, I'm very sorry. 8th place is Game Pass. 6th will be... I'll give Milo 6th. Milo, you can have 6th. 9th. Well, I only have to do the points positions. That was Buck. Now it was Buck 20. Did I morally win Brazil? But morally... Winning is for non-English people only. Ouch. I've got 7 viewers. Why are you watching this? This is horrible. This is probably the worst thing I've ever drawn, but you know what? It's fine. 5 seconds and soft tires. You know what? Can I stop hitting my caps lock? That'd be great. Right. Why are you going there? That was a cheeky plug, by the way. Subscribe to KarlsCars. If you haven't already. Where's paint.net? There it is. I was meant to go here. Add that there. And, ladies and gentlemen, your Milo equals moral winner. There you go. That is now immortalized. You are the moral winner. And that is your reward. You can take it or leave it. It is now a PNG. Milo moral win Blackout Brazil. That's your reward. Oh, you're right as well. Moral whiner. Moral whiner. And... just to be a zesty boy, it's also a registered logo. And now we can save it as a PNG. I will ping you over your award. Moral Whiner Award. Brazil GP Blackout. If that's slang for something really bad, don't tell me. Very zesty. Thanks, Giraffe. Just for that, you're now in position 2.35. 9th place, I'm going to have to say, now that, because Game Pass beat them, to 8th place, sorry. It's Buck 5,270. They had to join together in honours. So that means there were only 6 points paying positions left to give out. In 10th place, drum roll. That's good enough. It was... Wilco. Although, actually, no. You know what? No, we're going to have to stop the tunes right there for a second. Wilco's been very naughty recently because, and you all know about this, he actually put people out of a job. So, that means for Wilco, it's going to have to be financial compensation. And that's going to have to be for all the Blackout members in the racing series this season. Because he's put them all out of a job. And we don't respect that. So, P11 then, we now head to. And, well, after some scintillating overtakes and careering into the lead at the first few corners, it did not go so well in the end for this individual. That's right. It's Gianluca Petikov. Now, P12 at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Well, I mean, who came P12? Someone tell me. Who came P12? Who actually came P12? Milo's mic is still disintegrating. In great news. Who came P12 here in Blackout? Someone tell me that. drop your answers down below. I say down below in the chat. Well, the verdict is in by popular demand of one. It is the one. It is the only. Big Sam 69. And that is very zesty. So let's move on to P13, which is... Oh, I've screwed this up. It's going to have to be above here because Mazepin has taken up so much of the screen with his massive ego and head. P13... Well, it's unlucky for some. That looks like a B more than a 13. That's terrible. But in P13, it's going to have to be... P13 is going to have to be... I've spelled... Jamie Tarqui in P13. P14 was me. However, in P14.1625 was Sam not even getting... Well, I mean, look. I asked, the people spoke, well, the person spoke. That's the way the game is played here. In telling the real facts, the factual happenings of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So in P14, well, there's only but it's 14th. It was me, and I get 2 points because I finished P14. So Buck 57 and Guardian, put that in the standings, please. Thank you. This is not fictional. See, Magico knows. Game recognizes game, although this art is anything but game. 14.6, you know what? I'll give it to Neymar. Neymar did a good shift out there, but unfortunately, too many dives. Morally onside. Well, moral whiner. There you go. It will be pinged your way very soon. And you know what? Just for effect, your name's now Milo. Or Milu. Milu. No, I don't like that. You know what? Disrespect. I'll keep the name the same. It's Milo. I'll keep the name the same. Because I feel like that's too disrespectful now. We're crossing the line here. Magico, but I won. Well, he did. Underline it. There you go. Right. 15th place. Who is claiming the one solid... Carl Oh, great. What a name that is. That right there, Carl is a peak specimen of human performance. He's literally unrivaled. P15, though. Who is P15 at the Brazilian Grand Prix? Well, it was a tough one to call here. It was hard fought for the final points-paying position. In the end, we had some hybrid positions. We had positions that probably don't even exist. Hell, we had some people who didn't even race claiming some big points here in Brazil. But when push came to shove, and this guy did a lot of pushing and shoving without getting anywhere, P15 was Tyson Fury. And just so he doesn't break my door down, just so we're balanced and fair, actually P15, well, it's going to have to be... Hang on a second, I just need to look at the results quickly, if you don't mind. So, who was there? So, ooh, okay, no, that could be interesting. Actually, I'm not even going to speak. That's going to sound mad with the sound off. Don't even go there. Good lord. Oh, you know what? You know what? I know who it is. This individual gave us a lot of life last week out in Blackout during particularly the Monaco Grand Prix. He promised greatness in his final Q3 lap, and in the end, all he went was straight into the barrier. So P15, a valiant effort from the Ferrari driver of J Lan. And that be your points-paying positions, although, just to balance it out, in 666th place, for no apparent reason other than just because it can fit in there, was Maximilian. And just to really cap off this wonderful, wonderful drawing, it's going to have to be in the corner. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your results for the Brazilian Grand Prix. As you can see, there were many surprises out there. And some of you could say I'm biased. And to that I say, well, wouldn't you be as well if you were in my position? If your husband had just won a race, you can't lie about that. So there you go. Magico with the win. Yes, one singular clap. And now back to the results. Stark with P2, although it's going to be tricky to distribute and spread out the slices of points between himself and Mr. Giraffe, who got 2.35th. Is that right? I don't know. I don't care. Position, he really stuck his neck out and got a good result. Space Ghost in P3, he haunted the opposition and came back with a great set of points. Tom P4, despite not even racing, but you know what? He's there anyway. Terziak in P5, but with a 60-second penalty. Well, who knows how far down the order that would have put him. Slam lost his car into the void. Well, actually, Slam, while you're here, and considering you just joined in the chat, what's your number? 9 and 2. Ooh. You know what? This just in. I've heard it from Michael Rat. I was going to call him Michael Massey, but he's a knobhead. So, we're going to have to put Mr. Slam in 2.92. Mercedes then doing drastically better than they did in real life. I'm going to even put a heart to show solidarity between the two Mercedes cars. I call it Merc Friends. I'm going to spell... yeah, you know what? That's not spelled right. My apologies. Merc Friends. There we go. 2.92. Big points for the Mercedes team. All you need is a bit of love, and you can get anywhere in life. Anyway, where were we? Milo was 6th. However, in 666... I don't know why that comes after that, but it is Maximilian. Dirk, which looks more like a 5-year-old's doodle. So I apologise, but he was in 7th. Game Pass was 8th. The Bucks were conjoined in 9th place with Wilco in 10th, but he has to award all of the drivers in the series financial compensation. 11th was Gianluca Petikov. Durley. It actually is as well. Durley was 7th. Gianluca Petikov was 11th. He somehow weaseled his way from a terrible Formula 2 season and managed to claim some points in Blackout. So that's his claim to fame. Big Sam 69, that is mighty zesty in P12. Jamie Tarqui in 13th. I got P14, believe it or not. Neymar also can share the points with me because, well, I have to give him credit, otherwise he might copyright strike my stream. And Jaylan was P15. Mazepin, way further down in the moon in comparison, was 1,462nd, and Ocon was disqualified. And so concludes my divine artwork of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And I hope I never have to do that again as long as I live. What I will do though, is save it to my PC, and that will be the Blackout Racing S2 Brazil GP results. It's probably not quite what you had in mind. However, it's the way the cookie has crumbled. Or in the case of Magico, didn't crumble because he won the race. So, I will put the music on then. Sky High by Electromane. What a freaking banger this is. This is unbelievable. We only have the best bangers in the world. In the end, Slam did not lose his car in the void. Please post in Discord so they know who won. I will post it straight away, my friend. You know what? I'll post it right now, even. Let me just get it up. Blackout. Not fiction. 100%. 110% accurate. Because that's how they know. And then we have to also award Milo his Moral Winner Award. So there we go then. Magico's absolutely buzzing with that one. Crack open the champagne. You are a Blackout Racing winner at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And that is all the rest of you need to know. Well then, what can we talk about from that race? Well, Thanassi wasn't here, and it seems like he actually messed with the servers, so the championship leader delving into some pretty dastardly tactics there. It's almost like wacky races in order to make sure his championship lead was untouched. But in the end, it was some great racing up to that point, which I'm really sad about, because I was really looking forward to actually talking about the rest of that race. But what can you do? In the end, it was Magico that won the Brazilian Grand Prix, believe it or not. After everything that you've seen, that's all you needed to see, because that's all that happened, to be honest with you. There was a lot of chaos that happened in those last 14 laps that you didn't see. Terziak had taken the lead, and then, I don't know, he spontaneously combusted, and then there was, I don't know, there was a Golf that came on the track. I don't know why he did that. That's disgusting. We told him to not do that. It'd just been resurfaced, but he messied it up anyway, and that's disgraceful. But anyway, you know what? Some fine racing despite that. Some drama along the way. A pole position for Jamie Tarquin on his first lap being the highlight for me, and also some of the incredible racing that I got to see throughout that event. It's really quite a shame then that we don't get to do it all again at the Spanish Grand Prix for the rest of this evening, but what can you do? And anyway, there's plenty more rounds of Blackout to go. Next week, Canada and Austria, and then after that, 6 more weeks of Blackout racing action. You can see, actually, the final round of the championship on New Year's Day. We'll be in 2024 when Blackout Season 2, well, Season 14, comes to a close. Isn't that quite a thought? My goodness me. Well then. Oh, Canada. Anyways, thank you to Blackout so much for allowing me to commentate. I'm so sorry this has to end early. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for watching. And until next time at the Blackout Racing League, take care and good night.